The new BlurXTerminator is out, ML5, and it's kind of an interesting update. I will compare it with the S versions of the iPhone. So not something completely different or stellar upgrades all over, but more like correcting the few things that were not optimal before. And given if you did not buy BlurXTerminator last year, it will cost you $50 to upgrade. I think it's important that we really look at what has improved and if it's worth it. Hey, this is View into Space. I'm Sascha from Switzerland, so grüezi miteinander and thanks for watching my channel. So let me give you the quick version of what has really changed. BlurXTerminator has a new neural network behind it. The network went from about 12 million trainable parameters to about 45 million, so it almost quadrupled. Funny enough, Russ states that it will cost you about 20% more processing time, but when I tried it, the opposite happened. It was blazing fast. It was at least double as fast as the ML4, but that's on my Mac, and on Windows it might look different. And as stated, if you bought BlurXTerminator in the last calendar year or later, then this upgrade is free, otherwise costs you $50. And what you actually need that you can use it is the unified PixInsight rc-astro suite. And on this site, which I will link in the description below, it's very good described how you do that. You delete all your individual repository links and replace it with this one link, and then you update, and then you're on the new system. But that brings us back to what changed, what's better. And that's the interesting part. Let's look at this section here, improvements in ML5. Improvement handling of extreme bright stars, dense star fields, correction of effects caused by optical surface roughness, improved preservation of star colors, proper handling of distinctive diffraction spikes. Do you see a pattern? Star, 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 star. There is this one thing in between, improved handling of objects with extreme dynamic range, such as M42. And we will see that afterwards, and I haven't really found any benefits in this area. But when it comes to stars, it's a whole new game. So when you go to this side here, I will also put a link in the description below. You can actually see here the difference from original to ML4 to ML5 and can play with that with very different objects, which is interesting, but which is also marketing. And so let's go now in PixInsight and see for ourselves how much better it is. And here we are in PixInsight, and I will show you some very familiar objects when you're actually following this channel, but also some new ones where I really want to show you what BlurXTerminator ML5 can do. And just as a start, and that's interesting, usually we said the better the quality of your picture, the bigger the improvement with BlurXTerminator. That's still true. But in between these two versions, ML4 and ML5, it's exactly the opposite. The crappier the picture, the more effects it has, the more the change to ML5 is benefiting you. So, and with that, I want to start with the image I'm least impressed about. And that's here, the Elephant Trunk Nebula. And I will just show you now the comparison between BlurXTerminator and BlurXTerminator 5. So we're toggling now. This is 5, this is 4, this is 5, this is 4. And if you don't see a difference, me neither. So let's zoom in. And where you see a difference is at the stars. You see substantially less halos. And it's not just truncated, but they really nicely are removed or less prominent. But if you look closely, it's only the stars who change. And from a nebulosity point of view, it's not the YouTube compression. There simply isn't any change. And with that, let's go right away to M42, which Russ specifically mentions. I'll take here a part where it's already zoomed in, where we have this high dynamic range. I change it, And from a nebulosity, again, I really pixel peeped. It's minute. In realistic conditions, you would not see any difference. But star-wise, look here. Huge difference, much less halos. And with that here, let's go to my very, very crappy picture, just as a reminder for people who have not seen it yet. That's the original one. It's really a horrific picture of, I don't even know anymore which star cluster it is. Doesn't matter. Now BXT 5 versus 4, obviously. You see it a little tiny bit here, but not really. But let's zoom in. And when I now toggle, you see the difference in all the stars. They're extremely blurry. Even it's 1,000,000 times better BXT versus nothing, but still looking at them here, they still feel blurry. And with BXT 5, they feel much sharper, and also stars which were not even visible, for example, this here, are now visible. So we have the better separated stars, the sharper stars, the more resolved within the cluster, so a substantially better outcome. I also want to show you that now here with M3, which is a much better picture, and when we're zooming in here on a one-on-one, then you see again the difference, BlurXTerminator, and the 5, for example, this star here. It's a much better resolution. Also here, some stars appear out of nothing. So the deconvolution of stars is just so much better. And by the way, if you ask what I use for settings, I used 50% star reduction, as is the default, and non-stellar I went up to 80% with both solutions. That's also what I usually do. So here as a last example, because Ross stated that extremely bright stars would be better handled, and I couldn't think of a better example than Alnitak. And this is just the O3 channel, because the O3 channel is usually the one which is most prone to halos. So let's start here on this level with toggling. And actually, and that's really interesting, remember that it also said something about a background. And here, out of whatever reason, you see this pattern. And when I now go to the BXT5, this pattern is completely gone. It's completely even the background, which I find interesting. And then all the stars also. This here looks so much better. And Alnitak 2, let's zoom in. And what you can see here is that it kind of has these rays all over. And when I now zoom in, they're gone. Also here, this little star leaves in the old BlurXTerminator actually like a black frame around, which is definitely not good. This is gone. It still shines, but it's seamlessly integrated in the big star, which looks so much nicer. And that's in principle the summary of it. On purpose, I did now not compare it here to parallax, because it wouldn't make any sense. With parallax, we saw improvement, and Russ would probably not even call it improvement, he would call it oversharpening of the non-stellar part. So if that's something you like, then for the non-stellar part, still you get the best results with parallax. If the non-stellar sharpening on BXT is good enough with you, which is really pure deconvolution, then you're fine here. And from a star point of view, I mentioned many times, I'm not a fan of the stars parallax produces already before. Now this difference is even bigger. So personally, I find the upgrade, even if it costs you $50 for the better star quality and especially the great reduction of the halos, then I find it more than worth it. But there's something else I want to show you which I have not tested yet. Look at this here, lunar and planetary mode. And as you know, I have tutorials out there where I actually use, especially for lunar sharpening, BXT, which always worked great, but it was kind of off-label, to call it like this. And now for the first time, not only has Russ officialized it, that BXT can be used for lunar and planetary sharpening, but he even has now a dedicated mode, and I absolutely believe it, that it's now even better. So if that's your thing, planetary, lunar, then that might also be a good reason to upgrade. There's, by the way, a free testing period of 1 week for everybody, so you can try it before you pay for it. Please leave your test results, what you think about it, if you think it's worth it, in the description below. I'm really interested to hear from you what your thoughts are about BlurXTerminator ML5. See you next time, and clear skies.